So when we look at the cervical spine, we kind of separate them into three categories. Typical, so like your kind of regular cervical vertebrae, and that's going to be your mid to lower C spine, so C3 through C7. These are kind of like the classic cervical vertebrae that we see, where they do a little bit of everything. They assist with rotation and side bending and flexion and extension, right? For side bending specifically, the lower cervical vertebrae, that's what they do mostly. Most of our side bending range of motion comes from our typical vertebrae. The other side bending that we get is typically from our OA joint, that little bit of extra motion, but the rest, and your C2-3, but the rest of it comes from our regular typical vertebrae. Okay. And again, if you go back to kind of anatomy, the orientation of those vertebral process is kind of flat, which is why it allows us to side bend, flex and extend, and rotation all at once. And as we go down to the lumbar spine, right, they're a little bit more rotated and upright, which is why we have a lot less side bending in the lumbar spine than we do the cervical spine. So it's all related to the orientation of the vertebral processes.